Are you ready for DOT Blitz 2025? Stay tuned, let's talk about it. Hey guys, this is Gabe coming back to you again here at Truckin' Life. This video is going to be about DOT Blitz 2025. It's going to be May 13th to May 15th. Their specific focus is going to be on tires. So I'm going to show you guys how I check my tires, and I think you should too. And then we'll take it from there. All right, guys, so I'm going to give you guys an example here of my tire. I have Bridgestone's M760s. You know, these tires are fairly new. They're only a couple of months old. So obviously they're going to be on the good. Get you one of these gauges, guys. This is what the DOT uses to check how much tread you have left. Let me see if we can zoom in on in there. It'll tell you your millimeters, and it'll tell you your 30 seconds, right? And this is really easy to use. You just pretty much push it down, and you're going to measure the part of your tire which is the lowest. Obviously, these tires being new, they're pretty much going to be uniform all the way around, but you just pretty much put it in here like this. You push it down until that's touching right there, and it's going to tell you that this tire is 24-30 seconds. So let's go ahead and try it on this tire and see if they're wearing evenly. 24-30 seconds. Okay, so that's pretty much the way you check your tires. Check it for any type of cuts, you know, on your sidewall. As these tires get older, they'll start getting rotted, and you'll have like little hairline cracks or whatever. Make sure all your lugs are on there. Make sure your seal here is not leaking oil on your rim or whatever, right? You want to go ahead and do that. And whenever you check your tires, guys, do yourself a favor and don't just hit it and call it good. Hit it with the gauge. I got this gauge cheap at Amazon. I think it was like 20-30 bucks or whatever. It's a digital gauge. It's really nice. So we want to check it. So right now it's telling me we're 107 psi. That's about right. I usually run them at 110 or whatever. It's a little bit on the colder side here. But you want to try to do everything possible to make sure that your tires are good. Tires, brakes, and all that good stuff. Like you want to make sure that everything is in line. So now let's go ahead and look inside the truck on how I keep everything organized as far as my paperwork's concerned. Now here's where I have my logbook mounted, guys, on my dash or whatever. It's very important that whenever an officer pulls you over, that this device can actually be removed, and that your cable is long enough to where you can hand it over to the DOT officer. One of the biggest things that a lot of people miss is they don't have the instructions for it. You gotta be able to hand them instructions on how to be able to operate it, even though most officers know how to use it. Like, it is a requirement for you to carry it in the truck. Another thing that you also want to carry in the truck with you is actually have a physical paper log with you, just in case that unit stops working. Well, you have a way to continue to log your hours, right? Like, it's required by law for you to carry empty blank paper log, right? What is that, Gabe? Well, this right here, guys, is my permit book. I actually have the SAMCAP printout right there for all. I keep stuff MCM, you know, just for diagnostics or whatever. But you want to make it easy for the officer, guys. It makes us look a lot more professional. Whenever an officer pulls me over, I will hand them that book, and everything that they need is in there. Any hazmat permits, any alcohol permits, like all the permits that are needed to be in the truck, if the license, insurance, your cab card. I even have my medical card in there. Like, everything that the officer that needs is in there, and it's organized. And all they got to pretty much do is just flip over the pages, and that's it. Besides that book, the only other thing I need to hand the officer is whatever bill of lading I have at that point. If I have a hazmat load, give them the emergency response guidebook, you know, with it properly labeled or whatever, with the little business card or whatever, and give them my license. And at that point, you avoid the officer having to ask you for everything. It's like, here you go, officer. It's neatly organized. All you got to do is just flip over the pages, and you're good to go. You know what I mean? So they don't have to continue asking you for stuff. Don't be like that guy. After this video, go watch it. You're going to love that video right there, that reaction. That's how not to do a DOT inspection. But while you're at it, checking tires and everything, you know, their main focus is going to be on any ELD violations. Be careful how you use PC and pretty much that you're logging everything correctly. Their other focus is going to be tires. On your tires, it's pretty self-explanatory. You make sure that there's nothing that's punctured in it. You're able to measure your tread, which that's something that they're going to do, and they're going to check your air pressure for it, right? But while you're at it already, you might as well check everything else, because that's not the only thing they're going to be checking. They're going to be checking brakes. They're going to be checking wheel seals. Any type of leaking fluids from your engine. Make sure all your lights work. Everything that comes to do with the DOT inspection. Something as simple as your city horn and your air horn, it has to work. If you're one of those drivers that likes those chicken lights all over your truck, every single one of those lights needs to be working. If it's on the truck, they require for it to work. Try to just make it easy for you. Make sure that you don't have any audible air leaks. If you're in doubt, get yourself a water bottle and spray the tire or whatever you think is leaking, and try to see if you can repair it before it's caught in a DOT inspection, because at that point, if somebody puts you out of service, or if an officer puts you out of service, like, now you have to fix it where you're at. You're going to have to call a service call, on a mobile mechanic to get out there. And every one of us knows that it's going to be a lot more expensive out there. So you want to go ahead and check your truck as best as possible. Any lines that are, any chafed lines that are rubbing together, like, get underneath the truck and actually physically put your eyeballs on it. Make sure nothing's dangling, nothing's rubbing against each other. Like, you want to try to do as much as you possibly can, guys. It's worth the effort. It's worth that extra hour or 2 or 3 or however long it takes you to catch it before before a DOT officer catches it. You know what I mean? Because then it's going to cost you money outside. And it's, with money being tight, the market being crazy right now, it's hard. It's hard to maintain these trucks right now. There's so many components on these trucks: air fittings, bolts, wires, switches. Like, there's just so much crap that you got to look into, to when you do a 15-minute, 20-minute pre-trip in the morning, or whenever you roll, it's hard to catch absolutely everything. Wheel seals are notorious. Like, get under there and look at your pads. Put a flashlight in between your brake pads. Make sure that none of that stuff is leaking. If you're able to prevent getting caught by a DOT, that's preventing you from getting out of service, and it gives you a chance to fix it wherever you're at before it is a problem. So just little things like that, guys, because at the end of the day, it's going to cost you downtime. It's going to cost you a mobile mechanic, and it might even cost you a fine. And again, with the market being as shitty as it is right now, we need to try to save as much money as we possibly can, right? So I just wanted to make this little video, guys, and remind you that it is on May 13th to May 15th. That's going to be our DOT Blitz 2025. Make sure you're prepared. But anyhow, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this little video. Give me a big ass thumbs up. Share the content. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Stay safe.
Like, share, and subscribe.